Recently I reached 50 watchers over on my DeviantArt account, and I decided to do a 5-slot giveaway as thanks to those who helped me reach that target. Today I'm drawing the third of the 5 requests. As of recording this, there is just one unfilled slot, so if you have a DeviantArt account and watch my account, you can comment on my post there to get a free art request. I'll leave a link in the description below. I'll also be doing the same here on YouTube when I reach 50 subscribers, so if you aren't yet subscribed, click that subscribe button and ring the bell to move that counter that bit closer and keep an eye out. So our request here today was from Mblazy, and a big thank you to you for supporting my art and for encouraging me to make more. Mblazy requested this awesome looking character, very suave looking and very mysterious. So let's get started. As you saw there now, Mblazy provided me with the reference for this dapper looking character. I then went over onto Pixabay to look for a picture of an antique looking high back chair. And this guy gave me major Jareth the Goblin King vibes with his pose here in the reference image and his sophisticated looking clothes, so I got a picture of a crystal ball for him to hold. I started off by sketching out the overall pose. I started with the head before nipping over and sketching in the chair. Once I was done with the chair, I lowered the opacity on it so I could more clearly see to draw in the body. Once I finished the sketch, I lowered the opacity on the whole lot, created a new layer, and started on the line art. Unlike with the last one where I used almost opaque brushstrokes for the line art, I went full opacity this time as I wanted to make something a bit more striking. Once I'm done with the line art, it's time for color. I've got the references here to get the exact colors I need. I put the crystal ball on a separate layer and then the colour of the hand below it, so it could be seen through it once I lowered the opacity on the ball. And now it's time for highlights and shading. Like last time, I'm using a brush with a lower opacity with the button press, which lets the opacity be governed by pen pressure. But unlike last time, I'm putting the highlights and shading directly onto the color layer rather than making a separate layer with different blending modes. There are many ways in Photoshop to pull off the same effect, and it all depends on what you're working on with the paintings as to what works best for you. And lastly, the background. For this one, I imagined a much simpler background would work better, and wanted to use similar colours to those in the reference image, as I just like the overall effect of him being in the shadows. I added a bit of a gradient to it and some white orbs in the foreground. I had no particular reason for this other than I just thought it looked nice. And with that, I was done. Let's have a look at the final piece.